Following program is an opinion program. The opinions expressed by the hosts and guests of this program are not the opinions of the management, staff, and advertisers of this station. Please direct all criticism, concern, and adulation to the hosts of this program.
Welcome to Alabama Politics This Week. I'm Dale Jackson. I'm a radio talk show. You can hear my show from 5 to 9 a.m. every single weekday on WVNN in North Alabama. With me, as always, Mecca Music. She is the CEO of 256today.com. Smart news for smart people. Smart enough to know that no, Colorado, you cannot have your Space Command back. It's not changing, and that's the way it is. We got a great guest today. Parker Moore is going to be here with us. He's a state representative out of Hartselle. We'll talk with him a little bit about some issues going on all over the state of Alabama. And we've got a lot to talk about. I've got a parting shot for you that you don't want to miss. But right now, let's go ahead and get to the 2-minute warning. All right, Mecca, I have had more phone calls over the last couple of days asking me if I'm okay over this particular issue, and I do appreciate that. Charlie Kirk. He was a rabble-rouser. He was a guy who spoke to college students in their environment because when he started doing this, he was one of them. He actually dropped out in order to do this. He was responsible for moving more young people towards Donald Trump than anyone else, and probably played a pretty interesting role in the entire re-election of Donald Trump. But he was killed. He was assassinated. And as of the recording of this, the person has not been caught, and we do not know why they did it, although we can infer pretty easily about what this was all about, but we do not know for sure. Mecca, you and I have talked about this before in the past, the rhetoric and all these other things. I'm a rhetorical guy. I like to use heavy language and things like that, but I don't ever call for violence or anything like this. We're seeing a lot of calls for violence, and we can both sides this, I guess, if we want to. But I'll tell you this, online, the left-leaning calls for violence over the last year or so, specifically tied to Israel and Palestine, have upticked considerably. I'm not saying this has anything to do with it, but we are seeing it's there, it's bubbling, and this is the outcome.
Absolutely, and you say, will this get worse? I mean, it absolutely seems to be going in that direction. And also, I think a lot of people are reaching out to you because you mentioned similarities, right? You sometimes inspire, I would say, a very emotional outcry for expressing your opinion, which you have every right to do, and people seem to enjoy. You've made a living of it.
I make a lot of money. Yes, that's true. It's very true, very true.
My point is, though, like, at what point do you get worried? Do you worry about your safety?
I wouldn't say I'm worried about it. Personally, I'm not a big enough fish, I don't think, to be a target there, but I am worried about the environment. Yeah. I think that's pretty clear. I have text lines that I can read, and people are more willing to text things in than do anything else, especially when they're not public.
And I've read some of those, and yeah, it's pretty bad.
Yeah, and people will say things. The day before this happened, on one of my radio shows, I counted up the text. I was called a Nazi 6 times by 6 different individuals before this started. And here's what's happened here. We have basically said it's okay to punch Nazis. The Antifa thing, oh, you're against Antifa? They're anti-fascist. You must be a fascist. And then they said, okay, so everyone's a fascist. So it's okay to punch fascists. Now everyone's a fascist. So it's okay to punch everyone. And this is where we are. There's been we've moved the Overton window so much so as to what's acceptable is completely crazy, and this is the outcome of that. It does get worse. I think it does. I think it gets worse. Let's move on. Let's talk about something that could get better. The United States Senate race. Bruce Pearl could get in this thing. I don't think that's going to happen. He was speaking to Paul Feinbaum, who followed me on Twitter, by the way, a couple weeks ago. So we're best friends now. Paul Feinbaum on his show, he was speaking with Bruce Pearl, and Bruce Pearl said, "I don't see myself ending my contract." Meaning, I don't see myself coaching another 5 years. I think he's setting up his son to take over at Auburn. I don't know if he's talked to the people at Auburn about that, but I think that's what he's setting up to happen there. So that means he may have his eyes on something else. Now, I have a crazy theory that I'll share with you in a second that's been kind of floated to me But
I bet I agree with your theory. But go ahead. Go ahead.
But is he in?
Okay, so I've been talking to a lot of political insiders because, I love Alabama state politics and everything we're doing here. It's just fun for me. And he is not talking to anyone in Alabama. Does that make sense?
Yeah, he's talking to DC people. That's
Right.
where the money is.
Right. I'm not saying that. And that's probably pretty smart because a lot of the large Alabama donors, they've probably already been aligned with someone at this point. So I will say this, it would be, if he jumps in, this is a very unique approach to a Senate race.
Yeah, exactly right. It'll be interesting to see if he does decide to do this. I don't think he will. Here's what I've been hearing, and based on your reaction already, it's probably the exact same thing. Mike Rogers will eventually probably fade off and do something with Space Command and be gone, and Bruce Pearl runs for that seat in 2028.
Perhaps.
Is that what you've heard?
Well, okay, so if you read OTR
I
on
read it all the time.
T56 today,
Every
we had
week.
a Mike Rogers things, and a few people came back and said, no, that's hogwash. So we're just gonna have to see on that one.
Yeah, and never, ever in the history of politics has someone seen something written that was true and then say, that's not true.
No, that doesn't happen at all.
That's never happened.
That's not happened.
If they say, I think there could be a political future. I think he wants there to be a political future.
I think so, and I think he could be successful.
Look, Tuberville's the key here, man. He has shown that it can be done. Tuberville's walking around Washington, D.C. apparently with a golf club now, and so why not let Bruce Pearl go up there with a basketball or something? Maybe we can make that happen. All right, moving on. Sometimes bureaucrats get it wrong. Wait, did I say sometimes? More often, no. All the time, bureaucrats appear to get it wrong, and this is one of those situations because all the time is every situation. We've seen it with a whole bunch of different groups. This week, the Alabama Tourism Board was like, God, a lot of stuff's been going on, and people really don't like all this stuff we've been doing with the LGBTQ community with their tax dollars. What if we spent $25,000 hosting pride parades? Great move. Great move. Here's another example. The Alabama High School Athletic Association has decided they didn't like the school choice bill. So what are they going to do? Every single person that takes school choice money to go to a different school, they're going to keep them out for a year. Even though, Mecca, in the text of the law, it says this will not affect eligibility. Now, the Alabama High School Athletic Association is full of morons. Let me just say this. Over the last couple of
They have made some questionable moves.
They're dum-dums, okay? And over the last couple of years, they went after Oakwood.
Yeah.
Even though the teams they were playing were like, hey, we'll play on a different day, that's fine. Because they're a Seventh-day Adventist, I believe. And then you had another situation where a junior basketball player was told she couldn't play because of a payment mistake that was made.
The
They're
fights,
in trouble.
The fights they pick
Why are they
really
doing this?
don't make a
Yeah.
lot of sense. And to this one specifically, I think a lot of people might say this is not a smart move. This is making you a target yet again when you've already inspired a lot of not just public, but political backlash.
Think about this. They went after America, God, and school choice. That's what they've done. And these are the choices they have made. They decided to do all those things and then wonder, like, well, why is everyone being so mean to us? It's because you're stupid. That's why. Why are you doing this? There's no reason. And they know they can't do it. And I had a coach message me on Twitter being like, well, we don't like the school choice bill. It's like, that's nice, coach.
Yeah.
But you're a coach. Run the plays. That's all you got to do. You're not setting policy. Okay? That's not what you're supposed to be doing. If you want to do that, go coach at Auburn first, win a national championship 20 years later, and become a United States Senator and then the governor. I don't know why they're doing it. I don't know why I'm guessing they want the whole thing to fold. They're going to blow the whole thing up and they're going to create a whole other thing. That's what's going to happen. That's what they should do. Nuke the whole thing. All right, let's move on to this last subject here. This is a story that really bothered me when I saw it. It was brought to my attention by YellowHammerNews.com. You may have heard of it. You go to their website, they have a story there about Bradford facilities that deal with drug rehab. And then there's another group that wants to be a part of this and wants to open up a new facility as well in Shelby County, and I believe it's called Longleaf. And they want to open up another facility there, and Bradford's saying no. Now, why does this jump to my attention? Well, over the last year, opioid deaths are down 30%. Why is that happening? A couple of reasons. One, there's been a focus on it. We're pumping money into the situation, so people are getting more treatment. Two, Narcan is available, and I think we all will probably say we know someone who has had Narcan used on them, and most of us will say we know someone who's had Narcan used on them more than once. So you have a 30% drop in overdose deaths. So another facility wants to get into this and start helping people, and someone already in the game says no. What are we doing here? And why do they have any say in this at all?
Exactly. And that's what's the really wild thing. If you look at the process, well, but just to speak specifically, they are abusing the process to limit treatment options, which is ridiculous on any front. That is absolutely ridiculous. But talking about the process and how they could gum up the works and things like that by abusing it, that is wild. And it needs to be addressed on a higher level.
It appears that they're just going to ignore them.
Well,
it appears that they're
and that would be the right thing to do. But even the fact that it exists in this system,
the fact that we can create that someone's coming to create a facility with 60 beds to deal solely with opioid treatment, and they want to put it in Shelby County, is a great thing. We should want this. This has been a number one focus, or not number one, but it's been one of the top focuses of national politics. I remember Mitt Romney talking about it. Okay, so this goes back.
And Governor Ivey.
Well, right, obviously, but I'm saying it's been talked about for a very, very long time. There's now more federal money, more state money, and all this other stuff in it. And this group's trying to do this. They should run them over. I mean that's the bottom line. Just run them over and say we're going to put more people in there and put more people in beds and take care of them. Thank you very much for watching and listening to Alabama Politics this week. When we come back, Parker Moore will be with us. He's a state representative. We'll talk with him about a couple of things. Stay tuned.
Fox 54 Plus is your streaming home for news from the world of sports. Join the Fox 54 sports team for local highlights and insights. Stream Fox 54 Sports Sector anytime on Fox 54 Plus. Live, local, and always on.
Opioids that were prescribed by a doctor, it's no big deal.
The pills we felt were probably the least harmful because something that came from a doctor, it can't be that bad.
This feels so good and I want to feel this way every day.
3 and 4 pills would turn into 9 and 10 pills.
Old values and morals were completely cast away.
Addiction is lying to you.
There is a way out.
You just have to reach out for help.
Hey folks, Dale Jackson here for University Kia. This is my son Grant. He's a busy guy. Chess, piano, basketball, wrestling, baseball, you name it. There's probably some stuff that I missed that my wife will be mad about, but here's the thing. It's important to have reliable transportation. And my friends at University Kia, they take great care of me. I've been driving Sportages my entire life. My wife drives a Telluride now, and it is the perfect vehicle for the busy family. Folks, University Kia, let them take care of you like they've taken care of my family. That's University Kia. Learn more at universitykia.com.
Tom, Grant and Dale Jackson sent you.
Scout Pest Control is your one-stop shop for pest control. We do it all, from rodents to mosquitoes, termites to bed bugs. We offer a 100% satisfaction guarantee on all our services. When you think pest control, think Scout. ScoutPestControl.com.
You work hard to earn little escapes because doing your best means being your best. So let us help you discover your best at Premier Dental Spa. With our unique blend of cosmetic, dental, and spa-like aesthetic services, you'll leave feeling relaxed, refreshed, and renewed. Make sure the best you is here to stay and book your appointment online today at premierdentalspa.com.
At Elite Door Service, we're your local experts for all things garage doors, residential and commercial. Our licensed and insured team is led by a certified master technician. When it comes to garage doors, don't settle for average. Choose Elite Door Service.
Think you need a new roof? Think again and save thousands. We'll help you put off the high cost of a roof replacement for at least 5 years.
Or 10.
Or sometimes even 15.
We're America's most trusted roofer because we always try to save your roof rather than replace it.
We'll restore your roof for a fraction of the cost of a new one. But don't wait. If your roof loses too much protective coating, it's too late. Call now or scan the code and we'll give you an assessment of your roof for free.
What if you could make a free phone call and reduce your car payment by as much as $83 a month? Right now, you could be paying as high as 20% interest. Your new interest rate could be reduced to as low as 2.48%. You can refinance any existing car loan or leased car and save money every month. Make this free phone call and learn how to save hundreds of dollars a year by refinancing your existing car loan.
Fox 54 Plus is your streaming home for news from the world of sports. Join the Fox 54 sports team for local highlights and insights. Stream Fox 54 Sports Sector anytime on Fox 54 Plus. Live, local, and always on.
Welcome back to Alabama Politics This Week. I am Dale Jackson. This is Mecca Music.
Thank you for saying that so enthusiastically.
This is Mecca Music.
Let me say,
Take it away, Mecca.
Let me introduce our guest a little more enthusiastically. We have State Representative Parker Moore. Thank you so much for being here today.
Thank you. I appreciate the warm welcome.
Now, wait, exactly. I do it a little better.
I apologize.
So, Hartselle, but let's talk about your district. Tell me about it, because it actually extends through quite a wide area of North Alabama.
It does. So just through reapportionment in 2020, I took in part of Madison County. Before I just had Morgan and Limestone, but I've got a little bit of Hartselle, got about half the city of Decatur, all of Priceville, and then I come across the river and take in Mooresville, Greenbrier, Belmina, all that area, and then I take in a third of the city of Madison and put a little bit of Redstone also there.
A little bit of growth happening in that area.
Just a little bit, yeah. I think I'm the largest growing district in the state right now, not only residential, but commercial and industrial.
Yeah, and it's pretty spread out, and here's the deal. Space Command's coming here. We got questions about roads. Rebuild Alabama was passed a couple of years ago, and I got to tell you, I've never been too excited about how roads were done in North Alabama because of how the money has been allocated. We were talking about this off the air a little bit. Mecca's like staring a hole through me because she doesn't know what I'm asking. But I'm asking, is the state going to take a more aggressive position on getting the roads here ready for more people?
Yes, I serve on the Joint Transportation Committee, and I've been in communications with ALDOT, and we've been working on identifying where might be some of the growth areas and where the potential impact is going to be, and what steps we need to take in order to address those and mitigate those. And I do know that we are looking at getting around $40 million or so from the federal government to try and help with some of that infrastructure that will be coming in, as well as pretty much doing our own state BRAC by putting in a line item in our general fund budget this year to try and help.
So 40 million is like an eighth of a mile of road. I mean, it's ridiculously expensive, and we all know that. Another question before Mecca asks something else. National Guard on the gates at Redstone Arsenal. There's been a lot of questions about what they're going to do. I realize something's happened in D.C. that makes it easier to hire contractors for that. Has anyone talked about that with you?
A little bit. We're still kind of on the front end. I haven't heard anything on the National Guard side, but I do know that they have been kind of looking to beef up and potentially even expand and add a few additional gates because of all this incoming growth that we will be having. So I know that expanding that will be top priority to make sure people can get in and out and flow smoothly to get to their jobs.
So we've talked about infrastructure. What are some other upcoming goals for the upcoming legislative session?
Well, I think making sure that we do prioritize our infrastructure, not only roads and bridges and all, but our energy infrastructure. With all this growth that we've been experiencing, we passed the energy growth package this last year that will help expand and grow opportunities to try and meet that demand on our energy sector. And having served on the serving on the Southern States Energy Board and working with the Energy Council that I'm on, we're looking and trying to prioritize, those energy projects and how we can implement those to try and meet that demand that we are experiencing here. But I'm also, being on the Joint Transportation, I am hosting a joint road show for all of our legislative colleagues to come up and tour our area so they can get a better understanding of what and why all these dollars are needed to be able to build that infrastructure for the growth that we're going to experience.
Is there any animosity amongst these other legislators about all?
You mean
stuff?
like jealousy?
Yeah. Is there any animosity or jealousy with those guys seeing everything that's going in?
Does North Alabama walk in like strutting and stuff?
Yeah.
I would honestly say no. Ever since I've been in, it's been a smooth partnership in being able to work together, because what's good for the state is good for a whole. It doesn't matter what region. So we all work extremely well on collaborating on priority issues, not just in our region of the state, but as a state as a whole.
Well, I do a radio show down in South Alabama every now and then, and a lot, I've heard this sentiment, can you guys stop talking about North Alabama? I mean, just because of all the stuff that goes on up there. But you're right. I mean, it works throughout the entire state. Everyone's very excited about it, no matter whatever district they're in, they're excited about that. And I think that's an important thing because it requires everyone to work together in order to get everything done that needs to get done. And we need road help in North Alabama. That's where
Absolutely.
I live. There's just no question about that. I want to ask you about the AHSAA before we get out of here. That organization is asking for intervention by saying we'll do whatever we want. And I'm not saying they mentioned you specifically, but they said the legislators can go to hell. I mean, that's essentially what they said. They passed this law.
I don't think that's a direct quote, though.
It's a paraquote.
Okay.
But I'm paraphrasing. But I mean, essentially, is what they're saying. I mean, they were told, hey, that's not what the law says. We don't care. Had to get an injunction involved. Are they going to get reconstituted?
I have not heard any discussions on reconstituting. I know that Speaker Ledbetter and the governor filed that, and the
courts upheld it.
Courts upheld it in Montgomery. And I don't know kind of where things stand moving forward, if they've filed an appeal yet or anything like that. I have not seen, and I have not heard anything from a legislative aspect if we are going to go in and try to work on any of that. I think that there is still a lot of time till January. So I think there's going to be some hard discussions that are going to be had.
Are kids being affected by that right now? I know it's been an injunction, but by what's happened, by them telling them they can't play.
I have not heard of any personally.
Okay. I know an injunction's in place, so it should be able to happen. I understand that. I'm wondering if there were, why they were doing that in the first place.
These are high school kids. Let them play.
Right. Yeah, that's right. I mean, eligibility is important. They've just overstepped their bounds in what they're supposed to do. It's
and a whole different issue that we're kind of in the midst of too is high school NIL. Yeah. There's been some talk, some of these other surrounding states, on whether they're going to allow paying some of these high school kids, and we're in jeopardy of losing some of ours across state lines if we don't follow.
Oh yeah, I mean, paying high school kids, what could possibly go wrong? It just it sounds like an absolutely fantastic idea. It's been so great for the college game, so why not do that? All right, thank you very much, Parker Moore. Thank you so much for joining us, State Representative Hartselle in that area. We appreciate him being here. Mecca's leaving, so the show gets so much better, and I've got a parting shot. Stay tuned.
Fox 54 Plus is your streaming home for news from the world of sports. Join the Fox 54 sports team for local highlights and insights. Stream Fox 54 Sports Sector anytime on Fox 54 Plus, live, local, and always on.
Opioids that were prescribed by a doctor, it's no big deal.
The pills we felt were probably the least harmful because it's something that came from a doctor, it can't be that bad.
This feels so good, and I want to feel this way every day.
3 and 4 pills would turn into 9 and 10 pills.
Old values and morals were completely cast away.
Addiction is lying to you.
There is a way out.
You just have to reach out for help.
Hey folks, Dale Jackson here for University Kia. This is my son Grant. He's a busy guy. Chess, piano, basketball, wrestling, baseball, you name it. There's probably some stuff that I missed that my wife will be mad about, but here's the thing. It's important to have reliable transportation. And my friends at University Kia, they take great care of me. I've been driving Sportages my entire life. My wife drives a Telluride now, and it is the perfect vehicle for the busy family. Folks, University Kia, let them take care of you like they've taken care of my family. That's University Kia. Learn more at universitykia.com.
Tom Grant and Dale Jackson sent you.
Scout Pest Control is your one-stop shop for pest control. We do it all, from rodents to mosquitoes, termites to bed bugs. We offer a 100% satisfaction guarantee on all our services. When you think pest control, think Scout. ScoutPestControl.com.
You work hard to earn little escapes because doing your best means being your best. So let us help you discover your best at Premier Dental Spa. With our unique blend of cosmetic, dental, and spa-like aesthetic services, you'll leave feeling relaxed, refreshed, and renewed. Make sure the best you is here to stay and book your appointment online today at premierdentalspa.com.
At Elite Door Service, we're your local experts for all things garage doors, residential and commercial. Our licensed and insured team is led by a certified master technician. When it comes to garage doors, don't settle for average. Choose Elite Door Service.
Think you need a new roof? Think again and save thousands. We'll help you put off the high cost of a roof replacement for at least 5 years.
Or 10.
Or sometimes even 15.
We're America's most trusted roofer because we always try to save your roof rather than replace it.
We'll restore your roof for a fraction of the cost of a new one. But don't wait. If your roof loses too much protective coating, it's too late. Call now or scan the code and we'll give you an assessment of your roof for free.
What if you could make a free phone call and reduce your car payment by as much as $83 a month? Right now, you could be paying as high as 20% interest. Your new interest rate could be reduced to as low as 2.48%. You can refinance any existing car loan or leased car and save money every month. Make this free phone call and learn how to save hundreds of dollars a year by refinancing your existing car loan.
Fox 54 Plus is your streaming home for news from the world of sports. Join the Fox 54 sports team for local highlights and insights. Stream Fox 54 Sports Sector anytime on Fox 54 Plus, live, local, and always on.
Welcome back to Alabama Politics This Week. I am Dale Jackson, and thank you very much for being here. We're about to jump in to the parting shot. Before I do that, let me remind you, head on over to yellowhammernews.com. Sign up for my email blast, the 7 things you should be talking about today. You can also see some videos I make every day, including sports updates that go up at yellowhammernews.com. One more time, that's yellowhammernews.com. Right now, though, let's go ahead and get to that parting shot. My parting shot this week is directed at our friends in the mainstream media who, for some reason, are really interested in officiating this conversation that we're having about political violence. And they're saying, hey, it's bad on both sides and all this other stuff. I think we've seen a recent uptick in these specifically politically motivated shootings coming from only one side. I'm not saying they never happen, but the closest you're going to get recently is that situation in Minnesota. And there's a lot of questions about what that was even about because the guy had been appointed by Tim Walz to things. And there was a lot of anger there. It wasn't necessarily political, so to speak. You hear about January 6th, which was a horrible day in American history. No, it was not worse than Pearl Harbor, as much as people want to pretend that it was, but it was a bad day. You can make that argument all you want. But when somebody shoots somebody because of their political opinion, and your entire modus operandi switches back to, hey, he said some negative things. He was kind of crass. He was rough. You know, he kind of brought all of this on himself. Or as Matthew Dowd did on MSNBC, say maybe it was a celebratory gunfire. That's what killed him. When you're trying to explain this stuff away when we know exactly what this is about, it is about intolerance for other opinions and the suggestion that your political opponent isn't even allowed to have that opinion. And that kind of cancel culture, which now has turned into murder culture on the left, is a real problem. And it needs to be spoken out against and not equivocated away, which I think we're starting to see now. And we will see more as we move away from this horrific assassination. Thank you very much for watching and listening to Alabama Politics This Week all over the great state of Alabama. We'll be back next week to talk to you.
Opioids that were prescribed by a doctor, it's no big deal.
The pills we felt were probably the least harmful because something that came from a doctor, it can't be that bad.
This feels so good, and I want to feel this way every day.
3 and 4 pills would turn into 9 and 10 pills.
Old values and morals were completely cast away.
Addiction is lying to you.
There is a way out.
You just have to reach out for help.
Hey folks, Dale Jackson here for University Kia. This is my son Grant. He's a busy guy. Chess, piano, basketball, wrestling, baseball, you name it. There's probably some stuff that I missed that my wife will be mad about, but here's the thing. It's important to have reliable transportation. And my friends at University Kia, they take great care of me. I've been driving Sportages my entire life. My wife drives a Telluride now, and it is the perfect vehicle for the busy family. Folks, University Kia, let them take care of you like they've taken care of my family. That's University Kia. Learn more at universitykia.com.
Tom Grant and Dale Jackson sent you.
Scout Pest Control is your one-stop shop for pest control. We do it all, from rodents to mosquitoes, termites to bed bugs. We offer a 100% satisfaction guarantee on all our services. When you think pest control, think Scout. ScoutPestControl.com.